I spent years trying to fix my stutter, but becoming a doctor only happened after I stopped doing that. Years ago, I used to obsess about fixing my stutter, about becoming a fluent speaker. I thought that my life would completely change once I became fluent and I'll start living the life that I truly want. But this was false. I realized that you did not have to be a fluent speaker or completely fix your stutter to start living the life that you truly want. So in this video, I want to dive into why stopping the fight to fix my stutter actually improved my confidence and improved the control over my speech. Let's dive in. Hi everybody and welcome again back to the channel. My name is Dr. McCool. I'm a GP from Ireland and a person with a stutter. I run a free online platform called Stutterconnect, which you're all welcome to join. Link is in the description below. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, there are a limited amount of spaces to join me on my program and becoming a better than fluent speaker and gaining confidence speaking once again. I used to avoid speaking situations all the time. I would avoid job interviews, social situations, phone calls, because I feel that I wasn't ready yet. My stutter was too severe, too bad to handle these situations. I would stutter or block on the phone and then a fear around the phone. And the next time the phone rings, I get a mini panic attack for fear of the same thing happening again. And the cycle continued and continued and continued. I told myself that I will apply for that job when I become fluent. I will get that relationship. I will start enjoying socializing once again, but only when I'm fluent. I cannot do it now. Sure, my stutter is too severe. I was obsessive about techniques and tricks to improve my stutter, and I tried my best to bring them out to the real world, but most of the time, the techniques cause even more pressure to be a fluent speaker, to speak perfectly, and most of the time, the wheels fell off the cart in the real world and the blocking happened regardless of whatever techniques that I tried to use, and my confidence just reduced even more and I felt hopeless about curing my stutter. But the curing the stutter and wanting to completely fix my stutter was the wrong mindset. Trying to fix my stutter became my entire identity. Every time I spoke, it felt like a performance. It felt like I was trying to be someone I'm not, trying to hide who I truly was, a person with a stutter, and trying to be a fluent speaker. I was not being my authentic self. I was trying to be a fabricated version of myself to show to the world. And that was a fluent speaker, but I knew deep down that I was never a fluent speaker and I never will be. But that is okay. And that is something I've learned to this day. After years and years of failures, years and years of different techniques, different things to try to cure my stutter, I soon realized that there is no cure for the stutter. I will have this for the rest of my life. And I'm now okay with that. But I realized that the real problem with stuttering is the mental struggle, the stress, the anxiety, the low self-esteem, the depression, the worry, the avoidance of putting yourself out there in the world and applying for things, avoidance of achieving the things that you want to achieve. And I realized that I could not let my stutter get in the way of me having the life that I truly want and to start achieving the things in my life that I truly want to achieve. So I realized that I needed to get comfortable stuttering. I needed to be okay with stuttering in front of people. And this took a long time. It took me a long time to get comfortable stuttering in front of people because the stuttering mindset is so ingrained in the stutterer's brain. The worst thing that can happen for them is to stutter in front of another person because they're worried about the previous negative life experiences that they had with stuttering as a child in school or otherwise. And they do not want to relive these negative life experiences. So they avoid the speaking situation and they feel even worse. So I realized that if I wanted to become a doctor, if I wanted to be any way successful in life, that I had to start facing my stutter and I had to start showing the world who I truly was. So I went out of my way to voluntary stutter on the phone, voluntary stutter with my friends, with my work colleagues. And I soon realized that they did not care that I had a stutter, and they supported me through my journey, and they showed me even more respect as I am navigating this life with a stutter, and they are fluent speakers. And it is a bit more difficult for people who stutter, and they soon realize that. So I realized that my stutter wasn't going to disappear, so I had to act before I was ready. Confidence comes after action, not the other way around. And that is something so many people get wrong. To develop speech confidence, I needed to lead with action. And the action was speaking up when you don't feel ready, answering the phone when you don't feel ready, applying for the job interview, and socializing when you do not feel ready. My speech was not fluent. I was not ready, but I did it anyway. I did it in a controlled, voluntary stuttering fashion. And all of a sudden, I went from an uncontrolled stutter to a controlled stutter, which was the key. I had control over my life, control over my speech, but I made sure that the other person could hear me stutter, as I wanted everyone that I speak to, that I come across in my day, to realize that I have a stutter. That was very important. I stopped trying to be a fluent speaker and I tried as best I can to show my stutter. Even when I felt fluent and confident, I still tried to show the person who I truly was. And every speaking situation, I did this without fear, and the fear, the anxiety around my stutter lessened. And I started to get control over my speech. I started to feel good about myself again. I started, the negative self-talk stopped, and I started to gain confidence in myself because I was confident, because I was being the person who I truly was with a stutter, and I stopped trying to be a fluent speaker. And this has helped me through medical school, and it helps me in my daily job. I have seen thousands of patients in my daily job over the last 10 years as a doctor, and I can count on one hand the amount of times people have mentioned my stutter. It is so rare. I can tell you that people do not care as much as you care that you have a stutter, and that is so important. People who stutter think that the world is obsessed about their speech. They're ready to judge them, but in fact, it's the opposite. People are obsessed about their own problems and their own personal lives and do not have time to think about how you stutter or how you say things. And the sooner you realize that and start voluntary stuttering, this will alter your stuttering brain, because the stuttering brain wants to run and hide and be fluent. But once you start voluntary stuttering and showing who you truly are, that is when you start to change the stuttering brain, changing that fearful, avoidance, stress stuttering brain to a person who is more calm, more content, more at ease with their stutter and who they are, and start getting control over their speech as a result, paradoxically, from stuttering, from voluntary stuttering. The thing that you don't want to do is try for fluency and start blocking, start stuttering. That is the worst. That just reinforces the negative stuttering mind patterns. You need to keep it on your own terms. So whatever you want to achieve in your life with your stutter, remember this. You don't need to be a fluent speaker to start living the life that you truly want. You have to get comfortable with being who you are consistently every single day over a long period of time. Once you start doing this, the stutter fear and the anxiety will reduce, and it'll start open up opportunities in your life. You'll start saying yes to more things. Yes to the job interviews, yes to the social situations, yes to the phone calls. Stuttering will become a background player in your life. It'll stop being the main player. The stuttering voice will get more quiet and quiet as the weeks and months go on. And some days you'll even forget about your stutter. You'll focus on other problems that you have in your life, and the stutter voice will be so quiet that you won't even hear it, because you've put in the daily consistent groundwork of action and voluntary stuttering and showing who you truly are over a long period of time. Then the stuttering voice will ease, it'll lessen, it'll quieten, and it will leave room for your mind to start planning, to start thinking about your goals, thinking about your future, and thinking about your daily actions towards those goals that you want to achieve in your life. That's all for today, folks. Like the video, share it with a friend, comment below. What has helped your stuttering? What are you finding most difficult about being a person with a stutter? I want to hear a discussion below. And if you want to work closer with me one-on-one to gain speech confidence and become a better than fluent speaker, link is in the description to my coaching. And remember, everybody, if I can do it, if I can become a doctor, you can do anything that you want to in your life, and you should not let your stutter hold you back. Best luck, everybody, and I'll see you next time.